What's going on, you guys? Slim back here with a new video for you guys, and what I have today is why ZOODIAC Eldlich and Dragon Link 1 LCS number 10 3v3 that just took place today. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing, hit that notification bell. You guys will be notified whenever I upload. You'll also be notified when I stream over here on Twitch. Links in the description. While you're down in the description, consider joining my Discord server. We just have an awesome community over there. If you're going to purchase any of the cards to build this deck, use my TCG player link also in the description below. And last but not least, if you want to further support me in the channel, consider joining my Patreon or becoming a channel member. With all that out of the way, you guys, I want to get to the good stuff. This LCS was crazy. I actually caught the last couple games over on Twitch. Shout out to Hani and the Luxury guys for holding just an awesome tournament as always. And this was actually crazy. Paulo, Christian, and Gabriel, they did it, man. They absolutely did it. Shout out to them. Christian Thomas, Paulo, and of course Gabriel Nets. No strangers to the top cut, no strangers to winning. These guys are amazing, and they took it down. Both Christian and Paulo ran this exact ZOODIAC Eldlich deck, and as always, we're going to go over the deck list and talk about why I felt they won the event. And it's pretty crazy. Everyone thought Drytron. Everyone thought Virtual World. Everyone forgot about ZOODIAC Eldlich, and yet they came out on top. And not only that, but also Dragon Link. So this is pretty crazy. We're going to get into it, go over the deck list real quick, and then again, like I said, talk about why it won. Since we have multiple deck lists to go over, we won't spend as much time. But as you guys can see, there is a plethora of hand traps: triple Ash, triple Crow, triple copies of Droll, 2 copies of Golden Boy, 3 copies of Bell, 3 copies of Meister, and then the Zoo lineup of 1 Bunny Blast, 1 Ram, 1 Rat Pier, 2 copies of Thoroughblade, and the Whiptail. For the Eldlich engine, you got the 3 Cursed Eldlin, you've got the 1 Black Awakening, the triple Tenki for all the Zoos, along with the broken card Barrage, and then of course the 9 traps, your Conquistadors, your Scarlet Sanguines, and your Haqueros. Side deck, you've got the triple Cycle Reader, the triple Lancia, the Gamma Driver package, 2 Cyclone, 2 Mistaken Arrest, and 1 Imperial Order. And then you do have in the extra deck the 1 copy of Vampire Sucker, the 1 copy of Predaplant, Verte, the 1 copy of Link Spider, Phoenix, Asa, 2 copies of Tiger Mortar, the 1 copy of Hammer Kong, 1 copy of Drident, the 2 copies of Chakanine, the 1 copy of Borbo, the 1 copy of Vespanado, and the MVP Zeus. Okay, why did this deck win? This deck won because I think everyone forgot about ZOODIAC Eldlich. If you guys took part in the Remote Duel Extravaganza, this deck was nowhere to be seen. But when it comes to the LCS, Paulo is known to usually pilot this deck, and yet again he brought it. Him and Christian again both piloted the same deck, and this deck is extremely well built and very simple in what it's trying to accomplish. Do you see these hand traps? It's every good hand trap maxed out. These 2 are not once per turn, the Droll and the Meister. These are amazing against Drytron, also very good against Virtual World and against the whole meta if you run into decks like Dinosaur or stuff like that. They all have their applications. Droll, of course, is for the Drytron matchup. It literally makes them pass their turn. You can establish a Zeus. I know Paulo was making a 6 material Zeus, as I saw on stream. Absolutely crazy. It does not surprise me at all that this deck did so well. I think it's built very well. I think the siding strategy is very strong. You guys can see the Cycle Readers in conjunction of all these hand traps, including the Gamma Driver package as well, is just so strong against Drytron. You got the Lancias, of course, for any matchup that banishes a lot. Very good against Virtual World and a lot. And then just very simple back row removal in the form of Cyclone, and of course the blowout with Imperial Order. Mistaken Arrest is another just really good card against Drytron. It basically stops their turn. It's a 1-turn mistake. Very strong. They're not playing Herald of Greenlight in the main deck, so it literally cannot be outed. You can't out it unless you establish ultimate. So this card is very good. It being quick play is also extremely important, and it helps in other matchups as well. And then just down to the basic stuff, both Christian and Paulo are extremely good players. They have plenty of tops, plenty of wins. Paulo is a 3-time champion. It does not surprise me at all that they won with this deck. Like I said, it's very well constructed, very good against the meta. And like I said, I think a lot of people forgot how powerful the Zoo engine is in conjunction because of Zeus. Zeus is a ridiculous card, and it makes this format crazy. It literally can out Dragoon, it can out anything. I watched it go against Dragoon, bait the Dragoon, and literally out the Dragoon, and it was absolutely crazy. You get so much advantage in conjunction with the Eldlich engine. You guys should already know the synergy between the Eldlich cards and the Zoo cards is insane, so not surprised at all that this deck won. I want to give a shout out again to both Paulo and Christian. This deck is amazing. I know a lot of players are going to try this deck out. It's extremely well built. And it really does show how powerful ZOODIAC is when combined with the Eldlich cards. This is something we knew, something I think a lot of players forgot, did not prepare enough for, and of course it took them by surprise when piloted by 2 very skilled players. But that is the first deck list piloted by both of them, and then their teammate. he played this. And I was watching on stream what he was doing, and I was just like, I can't believe this deck is still being played. You know, players did not give up on it. And again, players did not prepare for it. I don't think that many players really did prepare for Dragon Link. And as you guys can see, it has some new cards added to it, like different from the other Dragon Link variants. One thing I want to mention is it is 40 cards, so it is very consistent. The fact that you're going with 40 cards as opposed to 60 or a bigger number than 40, it includes the Dragon Maid, the Chamber Dragon Maid, along with the Trap card, which is very strong. So I think that this is just another thing that added to the Dragon Link's already just insane arsenal, so it's fantastic. Not only that, it also found a way to play hand traps even in a 40 card list. One thing I'll say about these Dragon Link lists is they do sometimes struggle to play hand traps because you still have to play all the necessary cards for your engine, but if you notice that, he was still able to do that and still come out on top with a Dragon Link strategy. So for the monsters, 2 copies of the Absolute Router, triple copies of Ash, the 1 black, the 3 copies of Chamber Dragon Maid, the 1 Levianeer, the 1 Noctivision, the 1 Brotar, the Gamma Driver package, the Rocket Recharger, the 2 copies of Rocket Synchron, triple copies of Rocket Tracer, 2 copies of Skullmeisters. You guys can see he was able to implement the Gammas, the Ashes, and the Meisters. So I like that he chose Meister because it's not a once per turn hand trap. So if in the worst case you do draw 2, you can actually resolve both. So this card's very strong. 2 copies of Cyphered, of course, the 1 White Wyva Buster, the 1 Vanilla. Then you've got the 1 Boot Sector Launch, triple copies of Chaos Space, probably one of the best cards in the deck. The Dragon Ravine, you search off Romulus. The triple copies of Quinclaw, not once per turn. This card's crazy. Triple copies of the World Legacy Guard Dragon, and as already mentioned, the 2 copies of Dragon Maid Tidying. Side deck, triple copies of Cycle Reader, triple copies of Lancia, triple copies of Droll, 2 copies of Nibiru, the 3rd Meister, the Harpy's Feather Duster, the 1 Lightning Storm, and the 1 Reboot. Side deck is very interesting. Just all standard stuff, and then another Meister because again, it's generic for the graveyard effects and it's not once per turn. And then he just chose to go with blowout cards for the back row. Since you can only run 1 Duster, 1 Storm, and 1 Reboot, there you go. Instead of bogging down with extra copies of Lightning Storm, which just plays as basically another Harpy's Feather Duster that could also take care of monsters if need be. And then the extra deck, we've got, of course, the 1 Savage. 1 new addition, the Chaos Ruler. This card is actually insane. It revives itself. It also mills 5 cards, so that's pretty crazy. You can add an Excavated Lighter Dark monster to your hand, so that's fantastic. He plays a 1 copy of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. I'm assuming there is a way to make this because you use a tuner plus a non-tuner Dark Synchro monster, so I'm sure there's a way to make this with the Chaos Ruler as well as I'm sure there's a combo with this. I'm just looking at him like I'm pretty sure that's how it was done. You've got the 1 copy of Sanaphon with the 8s. This is actually very, very strong. I think people forgot they haven't played this since Salamangreat, but basically you detach this and until the end of your opponent's next turn, it can't be destroyed by card effects and neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyard, so it completely destroys Drytron. Card's amazing. The 1 Appaloosa and the 1 Boral Sword for the rank 4s, the 1 Hulk, the 1 copy of Romulus, the 2 Guard Dragons in LP and Pisty, 2 copies of the Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, and 3 copies of Striker Dragon. Now, why do I think this deck won? Not only because Gabriel Nets is a very accomplished player, just very good with what he does with every deck, but I don't think enough people prepared for this. I'm going to be honest. I don't think a lot of people prepared for Dragon Link at all. And again, similar to the remote duel, when you're online, you have access to everything versus remote duels, you have to have the real cards. This, you can play any deck you want, and they chose to play decks that I think a lot of players were not prepared for, and they took the field by storm. So I think it's just amazing. I think the deck is very well built. I think it can still accomplish everything that Dragon Link wants to accomplish. And not only that, it's able to also play hand traps that are very effective in the format and side accordingly for all the matches. And I think for all those reasons, we should not be surprised that these 3 decks are what ended up winning this LCS 10 3v3 event. Again, I want to give a shout out to Hani and all the guys over at Luxury for running another amazing tournament. And again, shout out to Gabriel, Christian, and Paulo for more wins, more championships, and just 3 really awesome players and 3 really awesome decks that, you know, brought it home today. But that's everything for today's video, you guys. Please leave your comments down below in the comments if you guys have anything to say about it. What do you guys think about Dragon Link and ZOODIAC Eldlich winning this LCS? I think it's amazing, and I definitely can't wait till we get more in-depth deck profiles and reports from those players. But that's everything for today, you guys. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.